Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the New Starter Perspective series. This is where I get a chance to speak to those who have recently joined Veramed to find out what their first 6 months have been like. Today, I'm joined by Eilish. Eilish, hello, and welcome to the podcast.
Hello. I'm excited to be here.
Happy to have you. Right, so let's get started. So why don't you start by telling the audience what you do here at Veramed?
So my job title is a commercial associate, which is quite vague because I don't actually know what those words mean. But basically, I mainly help Emily with graduate recruitment, help the recruitment team. I do office things and then all of the internal events. So the socials that we do and the Christmas party and the summer parties. Yeah, just kind of do a bit of everything.
So a bit of a jack of all trades then.
Yeah, if you say that.
So how have you found your sort of like first 6 months here then?
It's gone by really, really quickly, but then also I feel like I've been here for like years already, so it's a bit of a weird one. And it's been good. There's been loads to learn, obviously. Yeah, it's definitely something different than what I've ever done before. So I've just had to learn loads, which is really nice, and I quite like. It's good. I like it.
What industry did you used to work in? Like, what was your previous role?
So I used to work in tutoring companies. I've done customer service side of things, and then also was in sales. So quite different to this.
Okay. So how did you sort of find the recruitment process? How did that work for you? Like changing industries and taking on a role that you've not really done before?
My recruitment process was really, really quick, obviously, because I was taking over from Maddie. So I feel like it went by extremely quickly. And I think the best thing about it was kind of from the initial call with Emily, she's really good at like being everyone's friend and kind of making you feel comfortable. So I found it really quite like not nerve-wracking at all, really informal. I remember her talking about like we have lived in the same place at once. So she kind of finds that like common ground with you, which makes you kind of feel more at ease. Yeah, it was really nice. And then obviously from there I had the interviews and stuff, and it was just everyone was just really friendly. So I found it really easy to like get through the process without obviously stressing and yeah.
Okay. No, that sounds good. And how did you find the onboarding? Was that okay for you?
It was a bit weird because I obviously was taking over from Maddie. So I was kind of shadowing her, learning from her. And then obviously Emily was ill for a little bit of it. So I was kind of like learning from that. But then obviously when Emily came back, she taught me everything. But yeah, it was weird. But then I found that through the way that I kind of onboarded, in my role, getting to know people was really important. And because I was with someone that already knew everybody, it really helped with that kind of thing. Because then I was able to talk to people. And I think talking to people in this role is so good in terms of like the event side of things, because I can know what people like to do or what they're interested in. So then it was quite easy. And I think it helped a lot with my role.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And what sort of aspect of your role do you enjoy the most? Is it the event planning? Is it more just the day-to-day, or would you say the socials?
Yeah, definitely the socials. I love the social side of things, and it's such a nice way of getting to know people outside of work. And when people come along that you don't really get to interact with in the office, and when you do virtual stuff as well, and we get to see people that obviously are remote workers or in like a whole different country, it's just really nice to actually put like faces to names, get to know other people rather than just the everyday. So no offense, no day-to-day people that I'm used to talking to.
No, that makes sense, because there's a lot of people. It's nice to speak outside of work, even if they are remote and things like that, and just talk about everything but work, which is always quite nice and makes everybody feel welcome, which is good. And because I've done a few of these series with a few of our home workers who are based in Spain and Germany, and they've all said the same thing about the virtual socials and things like that. Just they've always felt welcome, even though they've not actually been into one of our offices. So it's really good. So are you in charge of just the Twickenham office in terms of socials and things, or do you oversee all the other offices as well?
Yeah, we've obviously got the social champions, and that's what me and Emily, we kind of run the social champion meetings, and that's held every quarter. So that helps other people in different offices we kind of get together and come up with some social ideas, and we hear what they're saying. In terms of like the bigger stuff, like obviously we've got the summer party we're starting to plan now. We'll help out with the other offices, but kind of let them take over and have that, they kind of know the office, they know what's around, they know what people like there, because obviously they talk to people. But in terms of virtual stuff, that's mainly what I do. And then obviously the Twickenham stuff. But yeah, it's a bit of everything. But because of the social champs in the different offices, we kind of give that to them.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what would you say is the thing that you like most about working here at Veramed?
The people, definitely. I love everybody. I love people. Everyone is just the nicest. They're lovely. They're friendly. Everyone's so welcoming. I love coming into the office every day and seeing everybody, and everyone's just always they're just so nice. I just love Veramed.
I agree with that.
In terms of my role though, I like doing something different every day. I think, short attention span, it's quite nice to change it up.
A bit of variety. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Last question, really. So is there any sort of hints you can give our listeners of any of the future socials that we've got coming up? I know you mentioned the summer party, which is obviously a bit early to talk about now, but any sort of social events that are happening in the next sort of few months?
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say without Emily.
I thought I'd try.
I don't know. Fun stuff. Everything is going to be really, really fun. We've definitely got some more virtual things this year. I think we're really pushing for that. But yeah, very, very fun things that I will not say without Emily's permission.
That's fair enough. I thought I'd try and get something out of you, but no, that's fair enough.
Normally, but not this time.
That makes sense. Okay, Eilish. Well, thank you very much for joining me on the podcast. It's been lovely chatting to you, and I'm sure I'll get you back for a longer episode at some point as well, where we can talk a bit more about the socials and things like this, and more about your role. So thank you all very much for listening. If you'd like to be notified for any future episodes, please subscribe to us on Spotify, iTunes, or whichever podcast platform you're using. If you'd like to know more about Veramed, please visit our website at veramed.co.uk, or you can find us on LinkedIn. If you have any questions about Veramed, please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to help. You can also find us on YouTube and Instagram at We Are Veramed. Thank you all very much for listening, and until next time, goodbye.